What's going on, guys? This is Eric for Atypical Outdoors. Now, guys, before we hop into this video, do me a huge favor, man, and check out the hats at atypicaloutdoors.net. Now, guys, let's get into this. This is the battle of the tiny boats, guys. I get this question asked about 10,000 times. Would I rather pick the Pelican Bass Raider or a jumbo, guys? This was the same question I was faced with before I bought my Pelican Bass Raider. Now, guys, I have fished out of the Pelican Bass Raider now for about 2 years. And I've fished out jumbos over the past 2 or 3 years a ton of times. Everything from 12-foot jumbos up into like 16-foot jumbos, 17-foot jumbos. So all those boats I have fished in. Now, guys, so first we'll start off with the Pelican Bass Raider. First off, guys, it is convenient. For guys who don't have a big house or live in an apartment or have a little bit of space to put their actual boat, you can turn it sideways. It is small and it doesn't take up too much space. Comes in at 10 feet, weighs around 145 pounds. Now, guys, the Pelican Bass Raider is super convenient also because you don't have to have a trailer. You don't have to worry about backing your boat in. You don't have to worry about unloading it and all that stuff. With a Pelican Bass Raider, I can pretty much launch my boat anywhere, guys. In the river, in a pond. I don't have to have a dock or any of that stuff. So I just pretty much take it down from the truck, slide it in, and I'm ready to go, guys. That is one of the biggest things about it. Because some of these like super low-key places like ponds and whatnot are either bigger lakes that don't get fished quite as much. It's super simple to get into a creek channel with your Pelican Bass Raider. Now, guys, the next biggest thing about the Pelican Bass Raider is going to be the material that is actually made out of. That plastic material is super sturdy, super strong. And one of the biggest perks about that is it is quiet. You don't have to worry about spooking bass so much or any other type of fish compared to metal. If you drop a tool on metal, that's going to make a loud sound. You're not going to feel like you're actually part of the environment. You're going to spook those fish from those loud noises, especially when you're chasing trophy-sized fish. Now, also with it being a plastic material, you don't have to worry about rust. Now, I will tell you this, guys, if you leave your Pelican Bass Raider out in the rain for a whole lot, it can fill up with water in it, and it is super heavy to get all that water out of. Now, guys, the next thing for the Pelican Bass Raider is going to be stability. That's the thing I get asked a ton. Now, if you're going to be in that boat and you're fishing by yourself and you have the motor up front, the trolling motor, you have the battery up front, and you're sitting up front, the back of that boat tends to raise up a little bit. Now, that can make tracking a little bit harder, but you can buy a separate rudder and put it in the back. But the boat overall is pretty stable. I fish standing up a good bit of the time. And I don't have to worry about falling. I haven't fell out yet, knock on wood. Hopefully I don't. But overall, I would say it's a sturdy boat. You can fish with 2 people, fairly comfortable.
Let's go. That's something with some size.
Let's get him.
That's something with some
Oh, you
size.
got him bent over. That's a decent sized bass.
Oh my
That's
God.
a solid bass, bro.
Oh my.
Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you
Oh my
at?
God,
Where you at?
like 6-pound test.
That's a tank.
No.
Where you at? Where you at?
I'm coming right here. There you go. There you go.
Got him. Oh, he popped out. You just want to make sure you don't move around super fast, any crazy motions, but you can watch some of the videos with me and DWild TV and also my buddy Jared fishing, and he's around 6'4". So, sturdy boat, quiet, you can launch it anywhere. Those are some of the biggest pros about the Pelican Bass Raider to me. One last thing about the Pelican Bass Raider, guys, if you're going to be using this boat, it can only use up to like a 3.5 size motor. So that does put you at a limit. So I would say any body of water that's under 1,000 acres is perfect for. Now, if you're just fishing a creek arm in a bigger lake, then you're probably golden also too. But guys, in a body of water that big, this is coming from me, you're going to want 2 batteries. It has been a couple of times, but I almost have to paddle back. So 2 batteries. Currently, I have a group 27 and a group 29. And guys, you probably can get away with 1. But guys, if I see a fish in a certain spot or I see schooling fish, I turn my trolling motor up to like 5, which is a 55-pound thrust to get to that spot, guys. And sometimes in the Pelican Bass Raider, you have to fight the wind in these small boats. So guys, I recommend 2 batteries if you're going to be fishing bigger sizes of water, 1,000 acres or more. So guys, that is a wrap for us, the Pelican Bass Raider and all the pros about it. Next, let's hop into the jumbo. Let's hop into jumbos, guys. Now, we talked about the Pelican Bass Raider before. Now, let's talk about jumbos. Now, if you fish a good bit, it's a good chance you know somebody who has a jump boat. It's just a classic boat for the United States. Now, the cool things about jump boats is you can buy them in a ton of different sizes, whatever fits your need and your styles of fishing. One cool thing about the jump boat is the wider you go, the more stable your boat's gonna be. And also, guys, with jump boats, you have the ability to fish bigger bodies of water. With your jump boat, you can put a bigger motor than you can on the Pelican Bass Raider. Now, the Pelican Bass Raider tops out at a 3.5 power motor. Jump boats, you can put a much stronger body of water, fish longer, fish rivers, fish against current, and just cover a huge area and distance that you can't in the Pelican Bass Raider. Now, guys, this is the one area that actually makes me somewhat lean towards the jump boat a little bit more sometimes. And that is, guys, having a foot control trolling motor. That is huge. Such a big advantage when you're talking fishing. I mean, you're having the ability to fish and use your hands correctly. With the Pelican Bass Raider, you can add and modify them to have a foot control trolling motor, but it's not as easy. Now, in the Pelican Bass Raider, you're casting, having to readjust yourself with your hand, taking your hand on and off the reel, versus in that jump boat with the foot control trolling motor, it's seamless, guys. You can cast out, retrieve, make subtle adjustments very quickly. That is huge, guys, when it comes to fishing, especially if you're serious about fishing and you fish a whole lot. And that, on the flip side, too, is one reason why I say if you're fishing serious and you're fishing tournaments, the jump boat is going to be a better option for you guys. You can modify it to your liking. It's a lot easier to put a live well to store your fish for tournaments. A foot control trolling motor, it allows you to stay on spots better. It allows you to position better, guys. And also, like I said, with a boat that's 48 inches wide, it's going to be a little bit more stable than the Pelican Bass Raider. Although the Pelican Bass Raider is a stable boat, but having a foot control trolling motor is a huge advantage when you're bass fishing. Now, with jump boats, one cool thing is you have the ability just to modify your boat so much. You can add little cabinets, you can add lights to it. It is endless the options that you have as far as the ability to modify a jump boat. So, guys, the jump boat is a great choice. And also, guys, if you're a little bit older and you have back issues, you do have the ability with a jump boat to have a trailer to back your boat in, not having to worry about picking up the Pelican Bass Raider. You can just back your jump boat in and you're going to be good to go. Also, guys, with jump boats being metal, you don't have to worry about them cracking as much as the Pelican Bass Raider. That is one thing that having a metal boat does protect you with. And also, guys, for guys who fish rivers, having jump boats with a thicker gauge of metal is going to be a little bit better than crashing that Pelican Bass Raider into some of those rocks. Well, guys, that is probably my comparison on both boats, the jump boat and also the Pelican Bass Raider. They both have options. And it just depends on, guys, how you want to store your boat, the amount of space you have, what plans you have. Are you trying to tournament fish? Are you trying to fish big lakes, big rivers? Whatever your style of fishing, these boats lean you in that direction. Now, I currently have the Pelican Bass Raider. In the future, I may decide to get a bigger jump boat because it's things you can do on, like add a jack bait, having that foot controlled trolling motor. You just have so many ways to modify a jump boat versus the Pelican Bass Raider. So, guys, I'll let you choose. Down below, you can pick what's your favorite style of boat. Do you prefer like a boat like a Pelican Bass Raider, or do you prefer the jump boat? What kind of modifications do you recommend for the viewers out there? Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let's have a great conversation down below. We'll see you guys on the next video.